Tribes TV on location in Easington, County Durham, and today we're in the offices of the Castledene Group, and I'm delighted to be joined by Managing Director John Paul. So welcome, John Paul.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Good to see you. Now, I say this with the greatest respect. Your story could be said to be zero to hero, but it wasn't overnight success for you, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was quite a long journey. I went through quite a period of my life where it was everything seemed to go wrong. Losing my father, who I was very close to, losing the business. After that, because he died, because of lack of systems, which I'm quite a big advocate of. Mum had cancer, lost a couple of grandparents, gave a kidney to my brother, and we found out afterwards there was no kidney on the donor list. So goodness knows what would have happened. So there was a period in my life where things did seem to go wrong, but we've turned it around now, and I think things are going well, going good.
And here we are in your wonderful offices, which you've actually refurbed from virtually a derelict social club.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the Castledene Group, because it is a group of companies. What are the interests?
It is, yeah. I think we're quite well known for a property management company, but there's actually another 3 companies as well as the management company. We've got a construction company. We started off doing refurbs, just your general, gas central heating and that sort of thing. And we've progressed to new builds now. We've got NHBC, which means we build new builds from start to finish. And we're also building a block of 20 apartments just up the road here. So that's our biggest project to date. And that company's doing quite well. We've also got a property sourcing company, Castledene Property Investments, where we source high yielding, positive cash flowing properties for investors. And we source them ourselves. We don't use any third parties. We always source them within a 10-15 mile radius. So we know that we've been in every single one. We know if it needs a refurb. We're very accurate with the quotations. So we feel as though we're in control of it, rather than using somebody further down the country or out of our area. We've got the Castledene Property Management, which is what we're most famous for, if you like. We've got three branches in the northeast. We're looking to expand that to another 2 or 3 this year. And the last company which you set up, which is a training and development company, and we are teaching apprenticeships to letting agents and estate agents, and hopefully going somewhere to clean up the industry.
Brilliant. So quite a wide range there, but all focusing around property.
All property related, but yeah, quite a wide range, as you say.
Now, you yourself are you're massively passionate about property and business. What have you done in your own property portfolio?
Well, I started 6 years ago, pretty much the same as everybody else. Watched a Sarah Beanie or a Homes Under the Hammer. Just in this area, it's very DSS orientated, so the types of properties are 2- and 3-bedroom terraced houses, very chimney pots as we call them. So I just bought a couple of them, refurbed them. It was at the time, I mean, there's a little bit of luck on my side here. It was at the time where you could have bought a post box and it would have gone up, it doubled in value in 6 months. So I won't say it's all, credit to myself, but it was a lot to do with the market. Just kept on buying, remortgaged them every 6 months, bought another trench, another trench, another trench, and quickly got up to about 20-30 houses very quickly. Took a couple of years off, concentrate more time on my training, which has been made a bit of in recent times, the cage fighting.
Yeah, because you used to be a cage fighter, didn't you?
I did, yeah, many moons ago. And then from then on, I've got a couple of HMOs, I've got a few lease options, we've got this place, we've got another couple of commercials. So I've dabbled in everything. I've had a go just to see what works for me, and they all work. But LHE, I would say, is my bread and butter.
Fantastic. And as well in investing in property, I know you're also a great believer in investing in business, but also investing in yourself.
Yes.
How important is it to you to continually learn and grow and have new inputs?
Well, you have to. If you don't learn or you don't attempt to learn, I think you're going to be left standing still. You've seen the amount of books I read. We've got a library here that I've always got a couple of books on the go. It's always, one's an inspirational one, because you always get dark times. You always need a little bit pick me up when things aren't going well. And you read your Alan Sugars, your Carnes, your Bannatynes, those sorts of books. And one's always a technical book. It's on quality management, or it's on systems, or it's on something to do with property law. So always reading, always trying to learn, always on the internet, delving around, seeing what other things other people are doing that maybe I can see that's a good idea, and we'll introduce it to Castledene.
And in the property world, I guess your niche expertise is LHA, because it's a very complex area. There is a lot of cash flow to be made from it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but you've kind of mastered that, haven't you?
Yeah, it's really because of the properties that were in this area. It was the only option we had. If I'm bluntly honest, I didn't choose it. It chose me. DSS, when it was DSS before April 08. This area is huge on those types of tenants, so we had to use them. Then when the LHA came out, the councils didn't even know how it worked, so we had to quickly work with the councils, sometimes not the best results, to try and find out why they were doing certain things. Once we started to realise the rules and regulations, and we started to become more knowledgeable, that's when we set up Castledene Property Management, and then we could use those that knowledge and monitoring the organisation into the business, and that's why we are successful at what we do with the LHA tenants.
And I know, because speaking to your personal mantra, and I know this is true because I've seen you in action, you always give 100% to everything, don't you?
Yeah.
You just commit to something and you just stick to it until you make it work.
Yeah, you have to. It's I don't know if it's because of me sporting career or whatever, the training or whatever, but if you're going to do it, you've got to do it well. If you don't, you're not going to get the results, and you never know what could have been. It could have been at work, but you just need to put that little bit of extra effort into it. If you've given it your best and it hasn't worked, you can hold your hands up and say, at least I tried.
Exactly. Now, how many staff do you have?
On the management side, we have 25. On the construction side, we've got about 13.
And you've won awards?
We've won North East Letting Agent of the Year at the Landlord and Letting Awards show in Birmingham. We've just been nominated for the North East Business of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, and that's up in the Stadium of Light, and that's in March. So we've got through the final of that, so we're very, very pleased.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And just to finish, I know you're extremely knowledgeable about this area, which is very important obviously in your businesses, but also you're very passionate about the area as well. And I know one of the things that you've really got reward from is, you know, bringing new jobs to the area and everything, and obviously that's something you're going to continue to do, to fly the flag. Definitely.
I'm very passionate. I only live a couple hundred yards up the road. I play rugby for the town next to this, and very passionate about being from the North East, and especially the mining villages around here. As you see, I do come from humble stock. My parents are working class, I'm working class, and to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Fantastic. Well, it's just a wonderful story, so I hope you've enjoyed getting to know John Paul a little bit more through this interview, and also through his spotlight post on Property Tribes. And John Paul, I know that you'd welcome anybody to get in touch with you if they just want to say hello or chat to you about anything to do with property. You're very open to that, aren't you?
Very much so, yeah.
Brilliant. So you can follow John Paul on Twitter. He's at the LHA Expert. Pick up the phone to him, drop him an email. It's been lovely to meet you, and I wish you every success and continued success with what you're doing, because you've got a wonderful setup here, and I've really enjoyed seeing what you've achieved. And if I had a hat, I would take it off you.
Thanks very much.
So that's John Paul, Managing Director of the Castledene Group, and thank you very much for watching this Property Tribes TV interview. I do hope you've enjoyed it.